Good morning, students. History is four elements. These elements like social aspects, political aspects, cultural aspects, and economical aspects. These four components as like four pillars of history, like the constitution. So the economical condition when a country to stands in prosperous of economic condition, it is a very richest and very developed state of all aspects. For example, in ancient time, why the Gupta age is called as a golden age? Because during the time, the economic prosperity is very highly during that time. So he more concentrate to the development of all the sectors of literature, cultural and social development, and every works. Similarly, in Indian history is concerned, after independent, India want to reconstruct the Indian economy because during the time of the British power, we have uh, loss of our wealth or looted from the foreign powers of British. So we want to get to re-establishment of the Indian economy after independence. After independence in 1947, August 15th, when India was a new like a child, because of there is no any scaffolding uh, pre knowledge of earning the economic sources in individually are not supported by the other things. So at the time, the Indian condition is a very uh, sensible one because in before 1947, India is totally 562 princely states are there. So these princely states to unifying under a one panel. So in this connection, India is a unified one country or one nation. So in this point of view, the one nation is making it is a we want to distribute of economic for all the country, all the states. So that is the primary work of the nation or the government or the governance. So the first of all the peoples to protect by the government from the foreign aggression. That is the main duty of the government or the governance. Second, to provide the basic needs or basic requirements to the public. So that is the another one work, basic work of the government. And then final, the decentralization of power and promote of all the sectors of the country. So that is another one condition. So the most of these aspects to considered by the new government of under the Jawaharlal Nehru to determine that new aspect of progress are introducing that 5-year plan scheme. Actually, the economical development introduced by this the 5 years plan scheme is we have borrowed from the Soviet Union. here Soviet Union, it is 8 year plans already has been going, but we are want to some promoting purpose to get some ideology and the systematic approach of that concept to bring from the United States, Soviet Union. So in this recording that find a view that first five-year plans they want to constitute a planning commission was set up on 15th March 1950, and the plan era started from 1st April 1951 with the launching of the first five-year plan 1951 to 56. It's the objective of the first five-year plan rehabilitation of the refugees. You know, one thing during the time of independent 1947, August 15th, India is a partition two nation. One Pakistan, another one India, yeah, and another one is Bangladesh also. So these kinds of time, a very pathetic situation of India. So that time we have India facing very crucial approaches to solve many more problems. It is one of the problem is the refugees. The rapid agricultural development to achieve self-sufficiency in food. You know, one thing, the segregation of that before 562 princely states, it's each state has produced their own power, own wealth to expensive for their particular regions alone. But after integrating with India, the whole country the under the one panel. So the central government's main duty to distribute or collect the wealth from the public and distribute the wealth to the welfare of the public. So that was the main focusing point that. So that is in particularly the food that is as one of the primary uh, concept to provide the public. Then they increase the per capita income to increase that economical condition to the public welfare. Main focus on the rapid development of agriculture and irrigation, establishment of power projects in from the multi-purpose projects. You know one thing, the newborn child as India, so that time the various needs to reconstruct the India as a main role by the new government or under the Jawaharlal Nehru. So that time the most of the Indian National Congress members they become nominated and elected as the chief minister of respective states. The both most of the people join venture hands to support the Jawaharlal Nehru, so more contributed to develop than the states of the all aspects. In particularly Tamil Nadu is a very important point of that utilizing to promote the all the aspects of the particularly the development of the irrigation facilities during the time of Kamaraj was the chief minister of Tamil Nadu. So he utilized the more fund get from the central government to construct the more dams and establish the power station projects, and the multi-purpose projects also launched under his control. So then the 5 years plans timelines of first 5 year plans started 1951 52 51 to 55 to 56, second 56 to 61, third 5 year plan 61 to 66. So and after that 1965, that is an annual plan also introduced that time because of the India as a facing the pathetic situation of a Indo-China war. So that time more expensive of amount spent for that war, weapons transactions and weapon expensive, and most of the expensive amount of taxes to is expensive for the war purpose. So India at the time has been facing the lack of the economical consequences and the economical regenerating the property. So this is another one condition. So this time 1966, 67, and 68 to 69. These the years were known as the plan holidays. So there is no any plan launching for that during the time. And fourth plan was introduced the 1969 to 74, fifth 74 to 78. Similarly, each 5 years plan to constitute segregate the different 5 year plans for the promoting the welfare of the nation. And the 2022 there will be a 13th 5 year plan to launch. So it is very important, and it's present today. It is the 14th fiber plants also launching, but the commission has to change under the another one name of the planning commission. Now the main objectives of the 5 year plans and the inclusions of the national income of the country and improving the standard of living. Then the increasing the place of industrialization, then they increase the employment potential across the various sectors, narrowing down both vertical and horizontal inequalities. The achievement that self-reliance and reducing the need for foreign aids. You know one thing, just you can recall at present stage of the Indian economy. So just we clear route and the clear vision. What are the efforts? That efforts how much impact on the socio-economic and political and cultural changes after the introducing the 5 year plan in India. So we have a lot of changes, particularly the achievements of the 5 year plan, the industrialization to some extent. Most of that foreign once before the independence, we some mechanical devices and mechanical operations and some goods or we are depends upon the neighboring countries and Germany, Japan, and other countries. Now we are making our needs in our own country to establish the new industrials from manufacturing our own products. Development of economy, the infrastructures like energy, irrigation, road, transport, and communications. So we well developed this all these sectors. The diversification of the exports and import of substitutions. You know one thing, the every India is a more dominant in the field of export and import of the goods, even agricultural goods, manpower, and industrial goods, everything. Rise of expectancy like the year of 1951 average was 37 years, which has given up 75 years to the 2011. The development of education system literacy level as 34% in 1951, which is gone up to the 73% 2011. The self-sufficiency of food grains productions. The per capita grains consumption was 334 grams in 1951, which went of the 500 grams of 2014. So the measurements of the people consumption is gradually increasing day by day, particularly compared with the 1951 to 2014. Development of social science and technology as a major steps bulks nuclear power also we have producing for self production purpose alone. So that like the failures of the 5 years plans failed to evolve with the social base and equity and social justice that is free from the tyranny of the exploitation. Even some concepts of favor for the Indian development of economy. At the same time, it is opposite to the negative ideology. According to the Newton's law of theory, every action is the opposite or equal reaction. Equal reactions means we have developed the economical development. At the same opposite reaction means we have lost some social values compared with the past. And the poverty eradication, about 26 percentage of the population is still under the poverty line. So the other ills of the malnutrition, hunger, unemployment, child labor, intolerance, and injustice. So these are the open loopholes of the multimillionaires to utilize to sitting that all the concept and corners of sitting the public in all point of view. The removing the gender bias and another aspects of stands of fail to achieve. So these are the another concepts for the failure of that 5 year plan. Then the black money generation is still the uncontrolled. Just you know that when Narendra Modi come to the Prime Minister of India, at the time he introduced that scheme, the 2,000 rupees was not transactions from the public, so that like he was banished to exchange of that amount. So this that was to the time very questionable and very criticized by the every peoples to the this action. But actually this is the main focus point of that, the generation of block money generation is still uncontrolled. So that is main focus. The redistribution of land. The land reforms are extremely slow and resolutions title rights to over land is also the unachieved. The planning has not been able to bribe and the gap between economic, social and regional inequalities. So this is another pathetic problems. The economical drive as we can't to stop and we can't to rectify from this issue. Rural sanitation WHO, World Health Organization, reports that 638 million people in India do not have access to the toilets. The balanced regional development is still a long road which we have to achieve. So anyhow, the balance of power on side, some demerits are there at the same time, some merits are there. So every action has is the both edge of positive and negatives are there. Anyhow, the new 5 year plans, some attempts to develop the India in economical aspects. Thank you.